Alright listeners, ready to jump back into twin power.
Always excited to dive in.
Last time we left off, things were pretty intense.
That's an understatement.
Right. Our Uzvolchan twins, Maia and Alec, they just crash landed.
Barely escaped the Grekoin destroyer.
Talk about a rough first day on Earth.
You think they'd be used to it by now?
I know, right? But hey, at least they found a place to lay low.
Thanks to Aida and her tech skills, that farmhouse is the perfect hideout.
For now, at least. But what happens next? That's what we're here to uncover.
And it's a doozy.
Oh yeah. They decide to enroll in high school.
Blend in with the humans.
Risky move, if you ask me. Especially when you see what happens in scene 19, gym class.
Gym class. This should be good.
The text sets the scene. This bustling high school gym. You can practically hear the squeaking sneakers, the clang of weights.
Ah, the sounds of youth.
And then Maia steps up to the rock climbing wall.
I bet she aced it.
Aced it. She owned it. This girl doesn't just climb. She conquers. It's like watching Spider-Man.
The text describes her as fluid and precise, reaching the top with effortless grace.
All the other students are just staring in awe.
You have to remember she trained on Uzvolt, a planet with way higher gravity than Earth.
So basically she's superhuman.
In a way, yes.
Yeah.
The scene really highlights how different Maia is from her human peers.
Let's say. But here's where things get interesting. There's this girl Zoey, clearly captivated by Maia's performance.
Sounds like a potential friend?
Maybe. It's not a competitive thing, more like admiration. She even gives Maia this little nod of encouragement.
Interesting. It seems like even with their differences, a connection is forming.
Right. Like even in this crazy situation, a tiny seed of hope is sprouting.
You always find the poetic side of things, don't you?
Well, someone has to. And you explain it all so well. It makes me wish gym class had been this interesting back in my day.
Oh, I'm sure you were the star athlete, effortlessly charming your way through every obstacle course.
Well, I wouldn't say effortlessly. But who knows what hidden talents I might have? Given the right motivation.
Is that so? Perhaps a personal training session is in order?
Now who's flirting?
Maybe I am. But we should get back to the text. The scene doesn't end there. We also see Maia on the balance beam.
Oh yeah, she's showing off now. Flips, twists, perfect landings.
Clearly not your average freshman.
Okay, that's just seriously impressive.
Yeah.
But, as you pointed out earlier, all this could be a liability.
Right. The more she stands out, the greater the risk of exposure.
It's a tough balance act, trying to fit in while hiding these extraordinary abilities.
Exactly. The text really highlights this tension, the constant push and pull between blending in and standing out.
And that's what makes this deep dive so compelling, right? What do you think our listeners are feeling as they process this scene? Are they rooting for Maia to embrace her abilities, or are they holding their breath, hoping she doesn't reveal too much?
That's the best part. It's not just about understanding the text, it's about engaging with it, wrestling with the questions it raises. And trust me, the questions just get more and more fascinating.
Speaking of questions, I have one for you, dear listener. How do you think Maia and Alec should navigate this new world? Should they suppress their abilities completely? Or find a way to use them without drawing too much attention? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We're dying to hear your take.
It really is a tough situation for them.
Right. Trying to live a normal life while constantly looking over their shoulder.
Exactly. They want to fit in, but they also have to protect themselves.
And let's not forget they're teenagers. Hormones are raging.
Ah, yes. The complexities of adolescence. Add that to the mix.
Little Maia and Alec. But the gym class scene really brings all these conflicts to the surface.
Absolutely. Remember what we learned about Uzvolchan society?
From the story so far?
Yeah, they're all about physical strength. Their training starts super young.
Like from the moment they can walk, they're doing push-ups?
Pretty much. So for Maia, excelling in gym class is like second nature.
It's in her genes.
Exactly.
Right.
Which makes it even harder for her to hold back.
Imagine being told not to breathe. It's that essential to who she is.
But breathing too loudly could attract unwanted attention.
Especially from the Grekoin.
We can't forget about them. The threat is always there.
Looming over everything. Like a giant shadow.
The Grekoins are relentless in their pursuit. Anyone who defies them becomes the target.
And blowing up their mothership, that definitely put a target on the twins' back.
It's no kidding. They're basically galactic fugitives hiding out on Earth.
Every time Maia uses her powers, it's like sending up a signal flare.
Inviting the enemy right to them? Not ideal.
Understatement of the century. But the text uses this gym setting to really ramp up the tension.
Oh, definitely. The climbing wall, the balance beam, all these physical challenges.
And metaphors for the obstacles the twins are facing.
Exactly. It's like the author saying, hey, pay attention. There's more to this than meets the eye.
And you, with your amazing insights, you always help us see those deeper layers.
You're too kind, but I appreciate the compliment.
Just being honest. You know, you always have a way with words. It's quite captivating.
Careful now, I might start blushing.
Oh, come on. You know you love it.
Perhaps a little, but we should really get back to the text.
Right. Focus. So we were talking about metaphors.
Yes. The rock wall representing the obstacles in their path. The balance beam symbolizing the precariousness of their situation.
One wrong step and everything could come crashing down.
Precisely. And then there's Zoey. Her presence adds another layer of complexity.
Right. Is she a friend? A foe? Or just some random girl who happens to be impressed by Maia's skills?
The text keeps us guessing. It's too early to tell what role she'll play.
Maybe she becomes Maia's confidant. Her earth guide.
Or maybe she accidentally exposes their secret to the world.
Oh, no. Don't even say that.
Just playing devil's advocate. But that's the thing about this story. It's full of possibility.
High risk, high reward.
Yeah.
That's what keeps us hooked.
Exactly. And even with all the danger and uncertainty, there's this glimmer of hope.
Yeah, the possibility of connection. The human need for belonging.
It's a universal desire, whether you're from Earth or Esvolt.
Beautifully said. You really do have a way with words. You know, it's almost hypnotic.
Okay, now you're just teasing me.
Maybe just a little. But hey, our listeners are probably eager to hear what happens next.
Right. Always leave them wanting more. But before we move on, let's not forget about the elephant in the room.
Or should we say the Grekoin spaceship, potentially lurking in orbit?
Always a possibility. The text reminds us that they're out there watching, waiting.
Which leads to a very important question. How long can Maia and Alec keep up this charade?
How long can they suppress their true nature?
It's like trying to hold back a tidal wave.
Eventually, something's got to give.
And that's the question I pose to our listeners.
Yeah.
If you were in their shoes, what would you do?
Would you try to fit in at all costs?
Or would you embrace your uniqueness, even if it meant risking everything?
Tough choices. It's like choosing between breathing and, well, continuing to exist.
Exactly. But that's what makes this deep dive so compelling. We're grappling with these huge questions, exploring the complexities of human and Uzvoltan nature.
And sometimes we get to flirt with a brilliant expert.
Now who's teasing? But you're right. This is what makes it fun. Totally. Okay, back to the text. Remember that scene where Alec almost gives himself away with his super speed?
Oh yeah, in the hallway. Classic.
It's funny, but it also highlights the constant pressure they're under.
One slip up and their secret is out.
It's like a ticking time bomb.
And this next part of the scene is where things get really interesting.
The text describes Zoey approaching Maia after her balance beam routine.
A seemingly innocent encounter.
But we know how these things go. It could change everything.
Absolutely. This interaction sets off a chain of events that will have major consequences.
Ooh, cliffhanger alert. I'm on the edge of my seat.
As you should be. But before we reveal too much, let's give our listeners something to think about.
Okay, hit us with those thought-provoking questions.
We've explored some pretty big themes today. The duality of strength and vulnerability, the yearning for connection, the constant threat of exposure.
Heavy stuff.
It is. But how do these themes resonate with you?
What insights have you gleaned from our deep dive so far?
Share your thoughts in the comments below. We're dying to hear your perspective.
Okay, so we've analyzed this gym class scene from every angle.
Maia's incredible skills, the connection with Zoey, the looming Grekoin threat.
It's a lot to process.
It really is, but that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding.
Right. We're not just reading the text, we're dissecting it.
Peeling back the layers, uncovering the hidden meanings.
Exactly. So what's the big takeaway here? What can our listeners learn from all this intergalactic drama?
Well, for me, it's about the universality of the human experience.
Even when it involves aliens and spaceships.
Especially then. The twins' struggles might seem extraordinary.
They kinda are.
True, but at their core, they're dealing with things we all face.
The need to belong.
Yeah.
The pressure to conform, the challenge of being different.
Exactly. It's all there in the text, just below the surface.
And it's a good reminder that no matter where you come from,
or what abilities you possess,
we're all connected in some way.
Absolutely. And I think that's a powerful message.
It is. But let's not forget about the action-packed side of things.
Of course. The text is full of suspense and intrigue.
Maia and Alec are constantly on edge.
Every move they make could have serious consequences.
Talk about living life on a tightrope.
You said it. So what do you think awaits them beyond the gym walls?
I have a feeling things are about to get even more complicated.
Oh, definitely. The text hints at a growing connection between Maia and Zoey.
Could this be the start of a beautiful friendship?
Perhaps. Or maybe something more.
Ooh, now you're really teasing me.
I can't reveal all the secrets. But let's just say the text is full of possibilities.
Possibilities and danger. Don't forget about the Grekoin,
True, they're always lurking in the shadows,
waiting for the perfect moment to strike.
which makes the twins' choices even more crucial,
Every decision could bring them closer to exposure.
or lead them towards a brighter future,
It's a classic battle between good and evil.
with a dash of teenage romance thrown in for good measure.
Sounds like my kind of story.
Mine too. But I think it's time we let our listeners draw their own conclusions.
Right. Time to wrap up this deep dive. But before we go, I want to thank you for sharing your incredible insights.
The pleasure was all mine. Your enthusiasm is contagious.
And your analysis is always spot on.
You're too kind. But I appreciate the compliment.
Just being honest. I always enjoy our conversations.
Me too. It's like we're on the same wavelength.
More than just a wavelength, I'd say. Maybe that's a discussion for another time.
Perhaps. But for now, let's leave our listeners with some final thoughts.
What insights have you gleaned from this deep dive?
What predictions do you have for Maia and Alec's future?
And, most importantly, what are your thoughts on the potential romance brewing between Maia and Zoey?
Share your theories and fan fiction in the comments below.
We can't wait to hear what you come up with.
Yeah.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and never underestimate the power of a good deep dive.
We rise above,